Good evening. Welcome home. My name is Daniel Brower. I use he, she, or they pronouns, and I am the transitional minister here at First Christian Church of Decatur. When I originally tried to do this, I called myself the regional minister, and that is not true, and it never will be. Welcome to 601 Wednesday, our midweek meditation moment. If you're coming in from last week, you might be wondering, how did things go on Sunday? And the answer is really great. We entered into our discussion with prayer and with a shared meal at the Lord's table. We talked about the process we have gone through so far, the options that we had hoped for and dreamed about in our transition, and what parts of those hopes and dreams might practically be possible. We shared the possibilities and partnerships that had arisen, and we joined together in pursuit of more of these possibilities and partnerships in the future. The bulk of our conversation, though, had to do with what we were willing to change or give up or not in order to pursue what we feel God is calling us toward. We asked questions like, do we need to own our own building? Should we have all the staff that we always have? Do we want to make a lot of money? Is it important that we control the space that we occupy? Now, these are really big questions and ones that are important to continue to consider as we continue to become what we are and what we will be. One thing that I want to bring up that I didn't say a lot in the room, but I'll say to you now, is that there's not really a morally correct answer to these questions, right? There's not one path forward in this moment that makes our congregation more or less Christian or more or less holy or more or less good than any other. We are and always have been a community of faith, and that continues no matter what path we choose. The decision is only what is the most faithful thing that we can do with what we have now and the time that we've been given. So as we moved around the room and we talked with each other and we discussed our positions, not all of us agreed. And we were able to talk openly and share, and we got mostly to a consensus. We're going to move forward toward a new mixed-use building on this property, in partnership with organizations that can manage, develop, and fund such a project. We are courageously committed to sacrificing some of our old ways in order to bring about new and good growth in our neighborhood and in our church itself. We are not going to disappear. We're not going to end. We are not going to fade from this place that we have loved so much for so many years. Now, the ways that we work and play and live alongside our neighbors might change, and our resolve to be a healing and helping influence for Christ on this corner will not change. We have a clearer sense now of what can change, what must change, and what should not change. And with that sense, we can move forward. Now, I say that we have this clearer sense and this courageous resolve, and we did a lot of talking and agreeing and understanding on Sunday. And when I say this, it might sound easy, you know? It might sound very simple. Every time I read books about churches that have gone through processes like this, it's always this really clean, like, we prayed about it, we asked God, we found a way, we did the way. And that's not the reality. When I say that we've talked about these things and we've researched these things and all this, that, and the third thing, don't hear me say that this was done easily or lightly or without any feeling on the matter. There are a lot of feelings about this, and always will be. I can't imagine not having this building. I can't imagine the way that things will change as we grow. It's a prospect that brings a lot of grief, and that's not to be dismissed out of hand. I have this friend who's not like the most emotionally astute of people, and her solution to big feelings is just cut them off. You don't need them. We had a mutual friend go through a divorce, and her kids didn't agree with the divorce, so my friend was like, just cut them off. Just stop talking to your kids. And I said, well, hold on. There's a lot of grief and love and pain tied up in that. You can't just cut all that off and pretend those feelings aren't there. And she goes, sure you can. It's her answer to most things. And as one of my commanders used to say, that's a method. That's a method. And it's not what I'd call the best method in this case. This transition that we're going through is necessary, and it can't be put off any longer. And it is also massively painful and very sad. Knowing that things have to change doesn't mean that we don't wish that they didn't have to, that we don't love what came before, and wish that those days could come back. Our fondness for the past is not a bad thing, and we have to be gentle with ourselves as we face these changes. And still, we have to face them. While I am excited about the possibilities ahead of us, and we have made huge strides in recent days, none of this is going to happen fast. Large projects and big changes, good big changes, rarely happen very quickly. We have the time to be easy with ourselves and gentle in the movement forward. It's okay to grieve what is changing about our church and what we are leaving behind, even as we look forward with excitement to the future. God gave you two hands for a reason, and you can hold both things. Holding grief and joy in either hand as we move toward the inevitable and necessary is a big part of the season of Lent. And as we approach these 40 days, I invite you to sit with these feelings and these changes. Explore them. Share with God and others how it is with you. It's okay to be sad, as long as you don't get stuck there. It's okay to be excited, as long as you don't leave everyone else behind. We're all going together, and we have time to get there. And if you want to be a part of our journey this Lent, or just, in general, I invite you to join us this Sunday at 10:25 for morning worship. We are back in the sanctuary, and I will point out that there is no Sunday school this Sunday because our intrepid leader of the Pathfinders class is out of town. Now, next week signals the beginning of Lent, so our Fat Tuesday pancake supper will be on Tuesday night at 6, and our Ash Wednesday service is going to be, you guessed it, on Wednesday at 7. Now, you are welcome at any or all of these events, whether you're sad, whether you're excited, or anywhere in between. And however you're feeling, this always remains true. God made you special. God loves you very much. And so do I. Good night, everyone.